On a crisp afternoon, November 24th, 1971, everything seemed normal in Portland, Oregon. The day went by like any other until a man in a sharp black suit and tie walked confidently into Portland International Airport. He was calm, composed, and gave no hint of what was about to unfold. The man, using the name Dan Cooper, purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle. But little did anyone know, this unassuming traveler was about to commit one of the most daring crimes in American history. A crime that, to this day, remains one of the FBI's greatest mysteries. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a folded note to a flight attendant. Thinking it was a casual gesture, she didn't bother reading it right away, assuming it was just another businessman passing a friendly note. But Cooper, with quiet urgency, leaned in and said, "Miss, you'd better read that. I have a bomb," with those chilling words. What started as a routine flight quickly spiraled into the most notorious hijacking the world has ever seen. The note was short but carried a powerful message. Dan Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash, a significant sum in 1971, and 4 parachutes. He also requested a fuel truck be ready for refueling when they landed in Seattle. To show he wasn't bluffing, Cooper opened his briefcase, revealing a jumble of wires and red cylinders that appeared to be a bomb. The flight crew wasted no time, passing his demands to authorities, who scrambled to comply. Despite the tension, Cooper remained calm throughout. He ordered a bourbon and soda and waited as if he were on an ordinary flight. No panic, no rush, just patience, while law enforcement worked frantically behind the scenes. When the plane landed in Seattle, the FBI met his demands, handing over $200,000 in $20 bills and the 4 parachutes he'd asked for. In return, Cooper allowed all 36 passengers to safely leave the plane. But the hijacking wasn't over yet. Cooper kept the pilot, co-pilot, and 1 flight attendant on board. His plan was far from finished, and the next phase was about to unfold, leading to one of the most enduring mysteries in U.S. history. The legend of Dan Cooper, later known as DB. Cooper was just getting started. With the cash in hand and everyone thinking the ordeal was coming to an end, Cooper made an unexpected move. He ordered the crew to take off again, but not to any busy airport. Instead, he gave precise instructions: fly toward Mexico City, but keep the altitude low, around 10,000 feet, and the speed slow. He also demanded that the landing gear stay down and the cabin remain unpressurized. At this point, the crew must have been baffled, wondering what Cooper had planned. Then, somewhere over the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper acted. He calmly opened the rear stairs of the Boeing 727, strapped the ransom money to his body, and with a parachute on his back, he jumped into the freezing stormy night. That's right, he leapt into the dark, thousands of feet above the ground, disappearing into the wilderness below. In that moment, Dan Cooper vanished without a trace, leaving behind one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in U.S. history. After the crew realized Cooper was gone, the plane landed safely, but the FBI was already in full panic mode. How could they lose track of a man who had just hijacked a plane, taken a fortune, and vanished into thin air? A massive manhunt followed, with authorities scouring the suspected drop zone, a vast, rugged area filled with forests, rivers, and mountains. Helicopters, search teams, and even tracking dogs were deployed, but no trace of DB. Cooper was found. No parachute, no body, no money, nothing. It was as if he had simply evaporated into the night. The public was captivated. Who was this mysterious figure who pulled off such a daring crime and seemingly got away without a trace? The legend of DB. Cooper had begun, leaving investigators and armchair detectives stumped for decades. With no solid leads and no trace of Cooper, theories began to surface. Was he a skilled skydiver who had meticulously planned every detail? Did he have an accomplice waiting for him on the ground? Or was he simply a desperate man who didn't survive the jump? One of the most debated questions remains: could Cooper have survived that perilous leap? Experts highlight the brutal conditions that night: freezing temperatures, heavy rain, and strong winds. Cooper was also far from dressed for the occasion, jumping into the wilderness in a suit and loafers, hardly ideal for navigating dense forests and rocky terrain. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds, many believe Cooper survived. He appeared to have significant knowledge about planes, parachutes, and remained unnervingly calm in a high-stress situation. And then there's the money: $200,000 in cash. If Cooper didn't make it, where did all that cash disappear to? the mystery only deepened as time passed. For years, the D.B. Cooper case went cold. The FBI had no leads, no suspects, and no progress until 1980, when a young boy named Brian Ingram made a startling discovery that reignited the mystery. While vacationing near the Columbia River with his family, Ingram found several bundles of cash half buried in the sand. The bills were decayed and waterlogged but still identifiable. When the FBI checked the serial numbers, they confirmed it was part of Cooper's ransom money. This discovery was a major break in the case, but it raised even more questions. How did the money end up 20 miles from the suspected drop zone? Did Cooper die during the jump, and the cash was carried away by the river? Or had Cooper buried the money there himself as part of a bigger, more intricate plan? The discovery offered a clue, but the mystery remained as puzzling as ever. Over the years, numerous individuals have been suspected of being D.B. Cooper, each bringing their own intriguing theories to the table. One of the most notable suspects is Richard Flo McCoy. Just 5 months after the Cooper hijacking, McCoy was arrested for a nearly identical crime. He hijacked a plane, demanded ransom money, and parachuted out. The similarities between his crime and Cooper's were so striking that many believed McCoy could be the infamous hijacker. However, he was eventually captured and killed in a shootout with the FBI, and his family maintains that he had no involvement in the 1971 hijacking. Another suspect, Dwayne Weber, made a shocking confession on his deathbed in 1995, telling his wife, "I am Dan Cooper." His widow later disclosed that Weber had mysterious knee injuries post-1971 and frequently experienced nightmares about leaving fingerprints on the aft stairs of a plane. Despite this eerie admission, DNA tests on the tie Cooper left behind did not match Weber. Then there's Kenneth Christensen, a former paratrooper and flight attendant for Northwest Orient Airlines. Christensen possessed the skills needed for the jump and reportedly bought a house with cash shortly after the hijacking. Despite some compelling evidence linking him to the case, the FBI never considered him a serious suspect. The search for D.B. Cooper continues, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Despite the FBI officially closing the case in 2016, the fascination with D.B. Cooper remains as strong as ever. Welcome to what some call the Cooper Vortex, a hub where amateur sleuths, internet detectives, and true crime enthusiasts keep the investigation alive. People tirelessly sift through old records, analyze new evidence, and propose fresh theories. Was Cooper a rogue CIA agent? A Vietnam veteran with skydiving skills? Or an ordinary man who pulled off the heist of the century, disappearing into a quiet suburban life? The possibilities are endless, fueling ongoing debates and research. This enduring intrigue is precisely why the D.B. Cooper mystery has stood the test of time, captivating generations with its enigmatic allure. Over the years, D.B. Cooper has transformed from a mysterious hijacker into a pop culture icon, featuring in shows like Prison Break, Breaking Bad, and Loki. His audacious escape and cool demeanor, combined with the fact that he was never caught, have turned him into a modern-day folk hero. Cooper represents a rarity in today's world, a criminal who outsmarted the system and vanished without a trace. In an era where technology tracks our every move, D.B. Cooper remains an elusive figure, a ghost who slipped through the cracks, captivating the imagination of those who continue to ponder his fate and the legacy of his daring heist. In recent years, there's been growing speculation that modern technology might finally unravel the mystery of D.B. With advancements in DNA testing, forensic analysis, and data tracking, some wonder if the truth about Cooper's identity could be revealed. Investigators have revisited the evidence, including the tie he left behind on the plane, which was found to contain rare elements like titanium. This has led to theories suggesting that Cooper may have had a background in a specialized field, such as aerospace. Additionally, there's hope that further analysis of the money discovered along the Columbia River could yield more clues. Yet, despite these promising developments, the core mystery of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved, leaving many questions unanswered. Why do we remain so captivated by D.B. Cooper after more than 50 years? Perhaps it's our inherent love for a good mystery. In a world where answers are often just a Google search away, Cooper embodies something tantalizingly elusive. He's the man who outsmarted authorities, made off with a fortune, and then vanished without a trace. His story is a reminder of the unpredictability of life, stirring curiosity and intrigue. As long as the mystery persists, we'll continue to ask questions, drawn to the enigma of a figure who managed to slip through the cracks of history and elude capture.